Nigel, it's so good to have you here because you've been through a battle of hell, and yet you emerged optimistic, and you've brought us that positive attitude, and we love it. Tell us, what can we look forward to in the future?
Well, the reason I'm so positive is I achieved my life's dream. I mean, for many, many years, people thought I might become the patron saint of lost causes. But we've got there, we've done it. And as I said earlier, we've now got 70% approval. I actually think there is great reason to be optimistic. Yes, the world faces great challenges, the external challenge of the Chinese Communist Party, but then all through the history of mankind, we face these great challenges. My optimism is based on this. I think the new left are so out of touch with ordinary people. I think the agenda they're pursuing is so disastrous and so ruinous that I think you reach a point sometimes where worse is better. I remember Norman Tebbit, who was Mrs. Thatcher's deputy for some time, telling me a few years ago the best thing that happened to Margaret Thatcher was the 1978-79 winter of discontent. Mass strikes, rubbish piling up on the pavements of London, rats running in the street, the country falling to pieces. And Norman Tebbit said, because it got so bad, we were able to put some really radical alternative policies in place. And I think we're going through the same thing now. And I think, we've mentioned it already, but critical race theory, dividing people up in terms of gender, sexuality, I don't believe this is sustainable. I think there is going to be a huge political backlash against it. And the Labour Party in Britain were basically saying that Britain is a horrible, nasty, ghastly, racist country and we should be ashamed of our history. And working class families said, we're not ashamed of our history. Our grandparents and great-grandparents fought in 2 world wars and we're damn proud of what they did. And we know our history may not be perfect, but compared to most countries in the world, it's pretty blooming good. So, that's why I'm optimistic. They're overplaying their hand, they're getting this wrong, and there is going to be and I will say this to you, populism. Everyone talks about populism, the Tea Party were the beginning of populism. I was doing this 17 years before the Tea Party. I am the first populist. And I can tell you, populism has got a lot further to go. So yes, about these things, I am very optimistic.
Well, that's great. I'm concerned because of the technology and the fact that they're canceling people off the social media, the fact that they're trying to weaponize and get control of all of our investments. The fear that I have, and I'm optimistic like you, but the fear that I have was the people around Vladimir Lenin also. They overplayed their hand, but they just kept going, and they put the world in darkness, half the world in darkness.
For a long time.
For a very long period of time.
Yes, they did, but we still do, even though there are questions about election integrity, we do just about still live in a democratic system where people can object and people can get things to change. And I think, and the Republican Party needs to sort a few things out. It's got some work to do internally, but I think the midterms offer the opportunity for that really big comeback. Honestly, I do. And look, Trump would have won the election easily last year if it hadn't been for COVID suddenly coming along, and then mail-out ballots being sent out indiscriminately to tens of millions of people. Without those things, he would have won. And I think we'll look back in years to come and say that 2016 wasn't the blip, but actually 2020 was the blip of a process. So I think the realignment of politics that is going on with working people now happy to vote for more conservative ideas, I think that points the way forward.